Hi guys, Alex here, welcome back to another Dokkan Battle video, and today we are taking a look at the best damage reducing units in the game, which means this is going to be a slightly different type of analysis video because the main focus is going to be on their ability to reduce damage. So let's start off with Agility Golden Frieza. His passive skill reduces the damage received by 80% when HP is 50% or above. So as you guys can clearly tell, his passive skill allows him to take a ton of damage even when he does have a type disadvantage. Honestly, the only downside that I would say that his passive has is definitely the HP restriction. But in the current state of the game, when you have a double Vegito lead, it's definitely harder to fall below that 50% HP restriction. And not to mention, he is also capable of tanking super attacks, which is very useful if you do not have cards that can seal super attack. Okay, so let's move on to Janemba, and he doesn't really have a similar skill to Frieza, but he is still capable of tanking normal and super attack. His attack and defense increases by 5,000 and he is capable of guarding any enemy attack. The good thing about his passive skill is that it doesn't have a HP restriction, which means that he is capable of guarding any hit despite your health, and this definitely makes him a very good tank in any situation. So now, if we take a look at Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta's passive skill, for the first 7 turns, it reduces incoming damage by 80%, so very similar to Golden Frieza. The only difference is that it's not HP dependent. And not to mention, the majority of battles are unlikely to last longer than 7 turns, unless you are taking on the newer Dokkan bosses such as Broly, Gotenks, and Vegito. And another good thing about his card is that he is capable of stunning with his super attack. So even if he does lose his damage reducing capabilities, he is also capable of stunning, which can definitely buy you even more time. And not to mention, he definitely has the best links of the 3 so far, but overall definitely an incredible card. The only drawback to this card is definitely the 7 turn restriction, but despite that, he is definitely an incredible unit to bring with your team, just simply because he is capable of linking with other great characters and is going to be an incredible card, especially in this shorter battle. So now let's move on to the current king of Dokkan Battle, which is obviously Super Vegito. His defensive capabilities are just incredible from the get-go. His leader skill increases defense by 70%. He is also capable of reducing damage received by 80%, and he's capable of counter-attacking the enemy. Now, the only drawback that I would say his passive skill has is that he cannot counter super attacks. However, with the right items and the right unit, this can easily be avoided. But not only can his passive reduce damage by 80%, he can also counter-attack the enemy, which means that he is capable of dealing a ton of damage when he is attacked, whilst only taking a small amount of damage. And like Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, he also has some very good links. He has Prepared for Battle, Shocking Speed, and Fused Fighter. And because of this, it's easier to implement him into certain teams. So overall, 4 incredible units that are capable of taking a lot of damage in any situation, but some of them definitely have bigger drawbacks than others. And as usual, I'm going to be going from the bottom to the top, and in the number 4 spot comes Janemba. The reason as to why he comes in the number 4 spot is because he is harder to implement into certain teams. In the current meta, it is definitely a lot easier to put Golden Frieza into a certain team just simply because of the double Vegito lead, but when the Int God card, so to speak, comes out, he will definitely be up there and could potentially dethrone Golden Frieza, which is our number 3 pick for the best damage reducing unit in the game. The reason why he comes in the number 3 spot is definitely because of that HP restriction. If you get below that 50% requirement to activate his passive, you just basically have a unit sitting there doing nothing, which makes it very hard to put him above Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta and Vegito. So now, in number 2 comes Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. Despite having a 7 turn limit, he is definitely better than Golden Frieza, just simply because he has a better variety of link. And as I said before, even when he does run out of his damage reducing abilities, he is capable of stunning. And not to mention, the only time where he is likely to actually run out of his damage reducing abilities is in longer battles, which currently only include 3 or 4 in the game. So I definitely believe that Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta definitely deserves the number 2 spot. So now, the number 1 damage reducing unit in the game is Super Vegito. Not only is he capable of increasing agility type defense by 70%, but he is also capable of reducing damage received by 80% and dealing a ton of damage in return. As I said before, the only problem with this card is that he is not capable of tanking super attack, but that is extremely irrelevant, especially if you are using items like Barber, and if you bring units such as Gotenks and Bardock that can seal super attacks. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, do not forget to subscribe and leave a like for more Dragon Ball content. Leave your opinions down below. Who do you think should have won that battle? Do you disagree with me, or do you agree with what I said? Leave your suggestions down below for more analysis / comparison videos. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.